Hey guys, it's Dazs here.
And ascend Eddie.
And today we're going to be talking about a really important topic, and it's regarding our previous teams, NoVa and Uncut. So, what you're seeing in the background pop up here is actually of our beta team Taj. And if you guys haven't seen that, obviously you definitely need to check it out.
Previously, I was the leader of Terra Uncut, but never an owner of it. As you all know, NoVa and Uncut are now ascend. So what does that mean? It means that NoVa and Uncut are no longer uploading. But if they do upload again, it won't be the same people that you used to watch.
I mean, overall, who was involved? Well, all the previous NoVa members and Uncut members who you love to watch are now a part of Ascend. We all banded together to dissolve all the drama and previous issues to make sure that this was a better team and community for everyone.
When it comes to Uncut, there was a lot of inactivity, and once we actually started doing stuff, it was something we couldn't really keep up on a weekly basis. Montages on Sunday were commonly replaced with frac shows, and at a certain point, that's all we uploaded and made the viewers very impatient. Lack of variety and a lack of active members were really hurting the channel since the beginning, but it was starting to pick up steam around the release of the Battlefield 1 alpha. There was a point where the owners of Uncut agreed to new leadership, which was Becky and I for overall leaders and Mustafa as lead editor. We thought, hey, maybe we could actually turn things around with this change. Nope, not even 30 minutes into the new leadership and we have the owners complaining. It felt like announcing the new leadership was all for show since the owners did not want to hand over ownership of the channel to us, even though it was very clear that they weren't going to be active. Seeing as I didn't have much options, we stuck together in Uncut and just dealt with it. Being in Uncut was such a nuisance because it was basically the players that were running it. It was until Dazs approached me with the idea of the merge that really gave me a reasonable option. Of course, the owners did not like this idea of starting over and having their channels destroyed. Who wouldn't? But it's because of their attitudes and inactivity they gave us no choice but to move forward and leave the team.
So, the next topic that we're going to talk about is from the NoVa perspective. NoVa honestly has died nearly several times. Here's the reasons why it kept going. A lot of the members like myself really pushed for making sure NoVa did not die out because we cared about our community and the content we were making. Unfortunately, the current owner of the physical channel did not share the same passion. Any of the funds generated from YouTube, Spreadshirt were not given back to the team, so progress is slow due to the final decision laying on his shoulder and him being inactive and not logging in for weeks at a time, and lastly, not producing any content. So overall, really just inactive. NoVa and Uncut had a lot of differences, and they were always generated from the owner and older mindsets created. It divided our community and caused a lot of unnecessary drama, which almost resulted in the death of NoVa and ultimately the creation of Uncut. The hopes with the merge was always more structure, care, passion, and opportunities put in the hands of the members and not just one single person.
When it comes to the viewers, you would have seen Uncut as a great team. Sure, there was a point where there weren't as many montages, but it was nothing super serious for the average viewer. There's even previous Uncut members that don't know about this stuff because they weren't really close with the leadership. We did have a talk with every member right before the merge to inform them that it was happening and why it was just not worth it anymore for us. It was at that point that we found out that there was some members that were surprised on how the owners acted in the team all this time.
I mean, overall, in conclusion, we really lost a lot of our audience, but we hope those rediscover us and realize that what we were trying to do is to feel more connected and involved with the overall community instead of being in our own little bubble on YouTube. This move was not something we came to the easy conclusion to. I mean, we tried all 60 plus members to negotiate with the owners of NoVa and Uncut channels as to form a really newly formed team. But it really shows from the owners that it was always more I and less about team, which then resulted in the team unable to use any of their respective channels. There really is never an I in the word team, and we all produce content together for you guys, and we hope together now we can have a really a brighter, more promising future with Ascend. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to listen and watch this video. Be on the lookout for this Sunday for a huge recruitment challenge for Ascend, and we'll see you guys on the battlefield.